Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Biz Talks. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Zija International. It's my privilege to be the host this evening. First of all, I want to welcome all of you, in particular those of you that are first-time attendees to this event. We do this on a regular basis to share information about our company, our products, the income opportunity. Tonight's a very special night because I'm going to have with me a very special guest, Pat Andersen. For those of you that regularly participate in our events throughout the week, you'll recognize her. Pat is a top 10 income earner with the company. She's got one of the fastest growing organizations within Zija. And what many people don't realize, Pat was a very successful businesswoman long before Zija. And I invited her to join us this evening and maybe share a little bit from her perspective on the value of creating leveraged residual income. But first, I want to do a recognition of those of you that are here for the very first time. Maybe you've been invited by a friend to take a look at what we're doing with Zija. Perhaps you're one of our customers. You've been using our products for some time now. You're starting to recognize the value of the products and looking for a way to maybe generate some additional income from home. Tonight's information is really for you. And so what I want to do is I want to focus on the three critical ingredients that a professional would look at within a company to make a decision to be involved. And see, for most people, they're introduced to this concept of a home-based business, person-to-person marketing, network marketing. There's a multitude of terms that we use. Most people are introduced because of a product. And they like the product, they get excited about an income opportunity. I will tell you that when I was first approached by Zija, I first looked at the company leadership. And I'll give you a little background. Over 30 years ago, I was a cross-country truck driver. And I've been doing that for a number of years. And I was desperately looking at that point in my life for a way to create significantly more income than a truck driver can make. Because of the needs of my son as he was entering school. But not only was I looking for a much higher level of income, I was looking for time freedom, that flexibility in my day-to-day schedule to be with him during those most critical years of development. And the only place that I could find both of those things, a high level of income and a flexible schedule, was in this profession of network marketing. And fortunately, I had an opportunity to grow within a couple of companies. I did very well. I was able to retire in 10 years. And frankly, that was a beautiful thing in my life, to be in my mid-40s and have already accomplished what most fellows take to their mid-60s to accomplish. And I was approached by many, many companies over the years to get back involved in the industry. And I committed to these three things. These three things were what I was looking for in a company. Number one was the leadership of the company, because I learned over that tenure in the industry, you can't compete with products. You can't compete with, pay plans. Leadership trumps everything. So I looked at the corporate leadership. I secondly looked at the products, because the products underpin everything. You got to have good products if you're looking for long-term residual income and a specific type of products. And then I looked at timing. Those were the three things that as a professional, I was interested in knowing about before I made a decision to be involved. And the fact of the matter was, it was probably close to 10 years before I actually made a decision to re-enter the industry, and it was with Zija International. Now, company leadership. The most important thing that attracted me to Zija was the owner of the company. His name is Ken Brailsford. Now, you may not recognize Ken's name, but you already know who he is. Ken is known as the father of encapsulation. He was one of the first people to put medicinal herbs into little gel caps that we're all familiar with today, to make it easier for the average person to consume the benefits of medicinal herbs. Ken is an icon in both direct marketing and nutritional industries. Ken's first company was started in the early 70s. Today it's been in business over 40 years, has done cumulatively billions of dollars in sales. Ken launched his second company in the mid-80s. Again, now over 30 years in business, billions of dollars in cumulative sales. Ken's first two companies are part of a very rare segment of the network marketing industry, what we call legacy companies, companies that have been in business, 20 years or longer, have achieved, $1 billion in sales or more, continue strong to this day. There's only a couple of dozen companies that have been able to do that, and the owner of Zija International has accomplished that twice in his lifetime. And so looking at the corporate leadership, frankly, it goes without saying, there is no company in the industry that has a higher level of experience, tenure, and success in the industry than the owner of Zija International. And because of who Ken is, he has been able to attract some of the finest minds in network marketing. Our new CEO, Jeremy Redd, has a track record that is astounding. He's one of the who's who of the industry. He has literally taken two companies now from where we are as a relatively small company to $1 billion a year. And you need to understand how unique that is. While there's a couple of dozen companies in the industry that have become legacy companies, there's only maybe a dozen that have ever achieved that $1 billion a year income revenue and are still in business today, and Jeremy's done that. So when you look at the corporate leadership, Zija has everything in place. Number two, when you look at the products, Zija International, well, I'll tell you, when I looked at companies' products, I was looking for things like, first to market, category creator. It's always best to be at the forefront of emerging markets. Secondly, I looked for products that were highly consumable, ideally things that were, consumed on a daily basis, reordered on a monthly basis. That kept an ongoing stream of revenue through the pay plan. But the most important part of products is they have to really work. They have to make a meaningful difference in people's lives, because if you have something that people will continue to purchase month after month, year after year, and they'll do that independent of whether or not they're involved in the business, that's the sign of a company that can create true long-term residual income. And I will tell you, Zija International fits that bill. We have, throughout all of the people that are involved in Zija, over 80% of the people in Zija are simply customers. They just use the products. That's a sign of a company that's built on a very firm foundation of products and customer loyalty. Now, over the years, we have dramatically expanded our product offerings. When I first started, we had our single product Moringa oleifera nutritional drink. And while it's taken a number of years for that to become mainstream, today, Zija International we still control over 90% of the Moringa oleifera market. So we started with our healthy nutrition drinks. We expanded into healthy weight management. That literally doubled and tripled the size of the company in 24 months when we could bring healthy weight management to the marketplace. We've expanded into, well, frankly, the industry's only pharmaceutical or grade essential oil line. Essential oil market space is huge, and we're the only people that are bringing that clinical grade essential oils to the average consumer. We've expanded into healthy sports nutrition products. Sports nutrition products are the fastest growing segment of the nutritional supplementation industry, and we're the only company that has a complete line of all healthy natural products. And some of our products are so cutting edge that it's amazing, the technology and the science behind our products. We've expanded into consumer products, skincare products, personal care products, the products that people use in their home every single day, deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, so on. What we have today is what everybody's looking for. Everywhere you turn, people are looking for ways to have healthier, more natural products in their life, in their home. Zija International has put all of that together to create an environment where we have something for everybody. Now, the third ingredient is timing. Timing Frankly, that was a real problem with Zija when I first started. It was a tiny little company. We had one single product. We were in leased office space. Over the last decade, we have been creating an environment for this company to become one of the industry's stories. We've developed our infrastructure. Today, we have 100% vertical integration. We control the sourcing of our products. We have developed and own our own manufacturing facility. We're the only company in the nutritional supplement space that I'm aware of that manufactures to pharmaceutical grade quality. We've got an infrastructure where today as we speak, we could literally produce well over $1 billion a year of our products, yet we're a very small fraction of that. Now, combine all of the things that have been in development of Zija over this last decade with one magical thing, a brand new product that is destined to absolutely explode the size of this company. The CBD oil market space is something that there is such a buzz about. Everybody's talking about it. Zija International, we have been working on our CBD product for over 1.5 years. And like everything Zija does, it's based on science and technology. And we are the only mainstream company that's bringing to market a transdermal patch. Got mine, well, let's see, the watch is in the way. Got mine right there. The transdermal patch, and the benefits that people are receiving are immediate and dramatic. And if you put this one number into your mind, you'll understand what's about to happen with Zija International. I believe it was Forbes magazine reported that today in the United States, the CBD oil market is about a $500 million a year industry. It is projected to grow to over $20 billion a year in the next 2 years. And Zija International is at the forefront once again with the leading technology and science behind our product. So those are the ingredients that can create success in your participation with a company in developing your own home-based business. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to one of our top income earners. Let me go over here. Pat Andersen, I'm about to bring you over to this side of the webinar. Pat Andersen. Hello, Pat. How are you? Let me see if we can get you going here.
Work this time.
There we go. We got you on. I was about to introduce you. Bear with me, folks. For those of you that haven't met Pat, not only is she one of our most successful distributors, she brings to the table an entirely different perspective than most of us. You know, I was a cross-country truck driver before I got involved in network marketing. Our upline, David Moses, my sponsor, he was a locksmith, glazer. A lot of us come from a blue-collar background. Pat Andersen had a very successful business background. And Pat, I was hoping that this evening, in the few minutes we have, maybe you could share a little bit about your background and why you looked at Zija International now. What is it, about 11 years ago, I think? I think you just had your anniversary, right?
I sure did. I sure did.
Yeah, I'd like to hear a little bit about that and why a successful businesswoman would look at this kind of business, but I really want to hear your perspective on what's about to happen. So tell us a little bit about, what caused you to want to be involved in what we're doing.
Well, thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate all that you are doing and how much you've helped me over the last 11 years. As you know, I didn't look at Zija as a business. It was the last thing I absolutely wanted to do. I have been successful, and I still have my corporation, still running them half the time. But I've had a health challenge since I was 15 years of age. And so I'm always looking for products that are going to repair the damage that was done in my body. And so when you introduced me to Zija, I did my homework. It didn't take me long to do my homework. And I saw that it could be something that might benefit, my challenges. And so I got on the product even without you knowing, and signed up. And it was just truly outstanding. All the changes that happened. And I didn't have a choice but to pay it forward. And so I just kind of incorporated it into one of my businesses. I was doing trade shows, and I kept you busy for 3 months solid while I was doing those trade shows, introducing people. And all we had was this little can, which, oh my gosh, I love my little can. And all I was doing was saying, try it, try it, try it. And I was at horse shows. And so all these cowboys were aching and paining, and so they were quite happy to try it, and we started building the business. And from those trade shows, I started getting a good group in Kansas, and then a veterinarian friend of mine in Indiana, and it just started growing. And so it's growing with or without me. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. You know, it's the best thing I ever did. You know, I always tell people, no, I did not need the money. And I still actually don't. I'm quite fine with my own company. What I don't have, and what my husband didn't have, because I've retired him now, is time freedom. Fred, we worked 100 hours a week. You know, him with his oil field company, me with all mine and the farm, the horse ranch. There was no time left over for anything. So what Zija's allowed me to do is, you see the background. I live on a golf course in the winter. I golf, 4 or 5 times a week. I still work a lot, but I'm able to work around my life now. And I wasn't able to do that before. I worked because we just had to keep work. Even though you're successful doesn't mean you have a life. And so I'll always be thankful for Zija, and I'm a lifer.
Well, I think it's interesting that, a lot of people aren't aware of how successful, but, you had a number of businesses you ran. Jim, your husband, had his business. His business kept him away from home, 8-9 months out of the year. And to be able to have a part-time venture, something you started because you found benefit to the product, started it on a part-time basis. One of the values of this type of business, and you kind of commented on that, is you don't do it by yourself. There's a team of people that work with you. Some of the people provide support to you, like myself and David. Other team members become independent of you, and so they're creating their own businesses with your support. And I know that Jim has really taken off in terms of his new life as a retired fellow because of the Zija income. So it's a very exciting thing to be part of. Now, what I want to talk about is, from your perspective, and again, a lot of people don't recognize, you actually have a background in holistic medicine. That very much was part of the reason why you were so in tune with the Moringa oleifera products from Zija when you first were introduced. You have a great deal of awareness at a much higher level of what the CBD oil market space is, the benefits, and then also a unique perspective on the product we're bringing to market. Maybe you can share a little bit about your background on that.
Well, I have been actually using CBD oil for probably 8 years now. I've had, once again, my health challenges. It was one of those things that it did help me. But I'm going to tell you something. It didn't help me as much as our new square. I would have to do, I'm not going to show you mine. I would have to make a dosing throughout the day. And sometimes I had to take more than what the bottle told me to take, which wasn't good, because then you could compromise your liver, your kidney, etc. It would build up in that oil form. But we know that 6 to 8% of what we get in our little bottles of oil, that's all that's being absorbed into the body. And that's why I was, every hour, every 2 hours, I was taking more and more to combat the challenges that I was having. This CBD square transdermal, getting in that sustained release throughout the body for 24 hours, oh my gosh, slap it on and off you go. Forget about it. It just seems to work like really awesome. But what I really liked was, the different oils, the essential oils that they added to the CBD to enhance it even more. And there's our edge. Okay, there's our edge. The black pepper, because it's actually going to make the absorbability so much better. All right. So please, everybody that's on the line, I'm going to roll my chair and I'm going to, Zija came up with this. This is this is all CBD stuff, guys. So they came up with this great little brochure that talks about it. You're going to want to get your hands on some of these. And it talks about the willow bark inflammatory response. So all of the oils, they really spent the time going through what would be the best oils to put with the CBD to give you the best experience. Zija is number one. They take the time.
And I've told people over the years, you're always my go-to person when it comes to products. When Zija introduced the essential oils, first thing I did is got on the phone and go, what do you know about our essential oils? How do they compare to everything else? Same thing with the sports. Every new product, the skincare, I know that you had your own natural skincare line at one time before Zija came out with its, and that cost you a fortune because ours was better than yours. You had to shut that. I felt really bad for you that day. You said, I'm shutting down my skincare company because I can't market something that isn't as good as Zija's.
Yeah, that cost me $300,000 in the first couple of months. Yeah.
But certainly, while that was painful, it's a credit to the science, the technology, the integrity of Zija products. I think that one of the things that really got my attention was when you were so on board with this delivery system and the ability for people to get almost immediate results and then long-term results. Obviously, that's not typical in the CBD marketplace.
No, transdermal, anything transdermal is better because it gets right into the bloodstream. It gives you that steady release in the body, the absorbability. And what I really do like about it is when we do something transdermally, I don't even know if that's a right terminology, it's all about how your body absorbs. So we can slap on the same patch to a child. We can slap on the same patch to all different problems. And your body is going to take what it needs. Okay, so we don't have to worry about dosing. And there's where the oil, you were always going, should I take 15 drops? Should I take 10? Oh my gosh, it's not working. I got to take a whole bunch more. And that's when we get that buildup because most of us took more than we should have, right? So I was continually, detoxing liver to make sure I didn't have any buildup. So this is the best delivery system that there is. And one of the things Dr. Plant says is, if we've got somebody that is really severe and has a lot of, major, let's go bone problems, muscle problems, you can put on more than one. And so I've been many times, I have my bad foot too. And so I put one on my foot, then I'll put one on my wrist, I'll put it on the back of my neck, wherever I need it. But most of the time I've got two on my body at all times.
Wow, that's very interesting. And, obviously as Zija International representatives, we are lay people. We have nutritionally oriented products. We don't claim to be able to, cure, diagnose, treat, prevent, mitigate diseases and that sort of thing. I think I got close to the disclaimer. But from your personal perspective, what kinds of issues that people might have that you might want them to consider using the Zija patch as a way to see if that could benefit for them?
We're going to go by the books here because I'm not going to say anything that the FDA is going to shut us down for. Too many of these companies are making some major claims. And so what I'm going to tell you is Google CBD oil a lot of the times and see if CBD will help with your particular situation, your particular disease or anything like that. But what am I finding? It's right inside here. Restful sleep, relaxes the mind, supports the key body systems, aids immune equilibrium, fast acting comfort. When you have a problem in your body with maybe a muscle, do you sometimes need comfort? Yeah. When I'm golfing, I need a lot of comfort in my shoulder. So those are the kinds of things that you're going to see. But I will say this, what we're what the medical community, and I'm going to go, you can find this out, and FDA won't get mad at me for saying this because this is major medical testimonials, is people with a lot of, let's say, seizures. We're seeing tremendous success with them. Yeah. So take it from there.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Pat, because as I'm 100% on board with you. You know, we want to make sure that Zija continues for decades and decades, because we're built to be that multiple decade, multiple generation company. But the stories I'm hearing in just the short time we've been, the pre-launch of our Mayo patch or Intune patch, have been nothing less than amazing. Okay, a square. Thank you. Where we're trying to get our terminology down, and we launched this product to the general public in 3 days, I think. The 1st of April. Is that correct, Pat?
I believe that's when the shipping heads out, that you can place orders as of tomorrow.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, Pat, I wish we could spend more time, or we've hit the amount of our allotted time. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Appreciate all you're doing for all of Zija in the community. Would you just really briefly mention your team? It's not your team website. It's a website you've put up for all of Zija. It's not specific to your organization. You've got a tremendous amount of resources for people. Can you just give us that information?
Yep, clubmoringa.com. I have lots of videos, Zooms, recordings that I've done with like Dr. Ben Bowers on CBD. And so, you want to get educated. Dr. Ben has been using CBD in his clinics for many, many years. In fact, he's the one that told me to get on it many years ago. And so you want to definitely check out, I've got a couple done with him now. And, it's there for everybody in Zija to use. So please enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Pat. Appreciate your time. I'm going to send you back to the other side here and do our closing announcements. Thank you, Pat.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'll let Pat go back there. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you've been able to get some information from this evening's presentation. We shared with you the important things to look for. If you're making a decision to get involved in a company from a business perspective, look for the company's leadership, look for track record, look for success, look for integrity. Products, look for products that, you don't have to convince people they need. They already are looking for those products. Look for products that are based on science, have the technology, that are number one in their field. And then finally, timing. Look for a company that is already built the infrastructure, but is now ready to explode in sales, because all the hard work has been done. And for those of you that were invited as a guest, or maybe you were sent to the video replay link on the YouTube channel, here's what I'm going to suggest you do. The person that asked you to be part of this broadcast, that invited you to attend, they'll be able to get you the information on the questions you have, whether it be more product information, more information about the company, how we conduct our business. And I'm going to encourage you to join the company as a customer. Use our products. Every single one of our customers has an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. You've got nothing to lose to try our products, and you can find out why so many people will not go without their Zija products. If you're ready to make that decision to get in with us, here's what I talk to people about. Get in, get trained, get going. And to help with that second part, on Saturday morning, we are going to be hosting a very special new distributor training oriented specifically to the activities that a brand new person starting today would want to engage in to get off to a fast start, get into profitability, and create the momentum necessary to take advantage of the growth that Zija is going through right as we speak. And so with that, I'm going to, one more shout out to Pat Andersen. Thank you so much for your time, Pat. We always benefit from hearing you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Look forward to seeing you Saturday morning, new distributor training. And until then, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.